I kind of had a script all written out and had this whole thing all laid out, but I decided to scrap it because I figured, fuck it, you know, if I fail, I fail. If I don't, you know, I'm a very local guy. I went to high school around the corner, Christian school, so just something to reference before I get into all the comedy here. So I have comfort in knowing that there's plenty of bars nearby I can drink my sorrows away if I completely bomb. And I know plenty of people are in the neighborhood, so I can take a shower and wash the shame of failure off in case anything goes awry tonight. So thank you guys for being here. First off, my buddy PJ, who just went, excellent. It was amazing. He actually performed it for me earlier today, and it was still funny, even though he did it again. So, very, very impressive. I went on Google, because he signed me up for this, so this is like a last-minute thing for me. I went on Google, it's my first time doing this. I was like, okay, I need stand-up this. And real comics frown on getting material from other people or trying to find comedy, or trying to find topics for your comedy. So it's only just be yourself. And I'm like, fuck, if I wanted to be myself, like I wouldn't have been let your site in the first place, asshole. Like, you know, give me a fucking break, really. Google let me down again, as usual. And if I would have looked for, if I would have searched for 3 dogs fucking each other, I could have pushed the I'm feeling lucky button, and it would have went right to it.
Oh man.
I'm a big fan of the UFC. Is anybody else like MMA?
Yeah.
You know, like it's pretty interesting, you know. And a buddy of mine, he has UFC fight parties every time there's a pay-per-view, and I was like, you know, this guy, he does potluck, and he's making out like a freaking bandit. You know, like everybody brings over a bunch of food and booze, and all he has to do is just buy the fight, and then he's loaded. His fridge and his kitchen is loaded for weeks. But this is before he's a complete douchebag, by the way. And this is before I knew he had to have everything in HD or Blu-ray, and the biggest and the best. So he orders the fights in HD, and if you get it in HD, they charge you $60, $70, $80 a fight, and I'm like, like sometimes they have fights twice a month. Like sometimes it's every other 3 weeks, not every other 4 weeks. You know, and I'm like, God, you know, I'm glad that it's not in my house. You know, and all he has to say is like, oh, isn't this? And he's the guy who brags about it. You know, so all he has to say is like, man, this picture is so crisp. I couldn't believe not buying it in HD. I'm like, crisp, you do. You know, like if I want crisp, I'm gonna go buy a Sprite. You know, like you know, the Oakland A's. There's a guy who plays for the Oakland A's. His name is Coco Crisp, and I'm like, if I'm looking for crisp, I'm not looking at television. Like I grew up with a VCR. You know, I'm not used to crisp. I'm used to hitting the traffic button. So I figured I was going to talk a little bit about myself. You know, I'm a big asshole. It's the truth. I really can be. Like, if you're my friend, like I'm a really good guy and everything, but I'm a total asshole, and that really sucks. You don't like me, and I don't like you because I'm not afraid to tell you how I feel. But my assholery has reached. My assholery has reached new heights. You know, it's evolved and it's stronger, and I've found ways now to take my assholery to new levels. Like, I can be an asshole in public, like a complete douchebag, and find ways to make it morally and socially acceptable. I have my brother, he's 25 years old. He has the mentality of a 2-year-old. He's special needs. He has many physical defects, and so any retarded jokes, like, it's not really, like, cool with me, but, you know, I understand it's comedy, and that's part of comedy, So yeah, but we go to the grocery store. I try to take him out as much as I can because he enjoys being out of the house. And a lot of people laugh and point fingers, especially children, because they don't understand any better. So what I've done with being an asshole is taken that to a new extreme and hiss and growl at children and raise children. It's fucking cool to make fun of handicapped people. And anytime their parents get involved, I just scream at them and I say, you know what? You know, you think it's fucking cool this is your parenting? You think it's fucking cool to make fun of the the mentally handicapped? You think it's cool to make fun of people's shortcomings? Yeah, you're a fucking great parent, and all I get is apologies. So I mean, if you really think about it, I don't like wrong with it. But I don't know if anybody watches Jeopardy, but I don't understand why there's a fucking exclamation point at the end of Jeopardy. Like it's like this fucking It's like, it's fucking real danger, you know, because it's a trivia show, you know, and it's like, Alex Trebek is going to ask you questions, you know, and like, you're going to answer. But I watched recently, they had IBM's supercomputer Watson on there, and he just destroyed, like, the past champions who were just fucking geniuses, he destroyed them. He obliterated them. And, but beyond that, Alex Trebek knew all the answers before Watson. So I'm like, who's the real fucking computer? Like, who's the real fucking Alex Trebek will put you in your place, you know what I'm saying? And so, but there was one thing that Watson got wrong. Alex Trebek asked some weird off-the-wall question, and Watson answered, what is leg? And it became like this crazy, like, internet sensation, like, what is leg? You know, it became like this big, like, WTF, like, joke or whatever, you know what I mean? And I thought, since Jeopardy already has an exclamation point, and it should be considered, like, real danger or whatever, that every time you make a fucking idiot response, like, what is leg? Or fucking moronic answer like that, or question, I'm sorry because it's in a question form, anytime that you make any response like that Alex Trebek should bring out a gun and probably shoot at you. And let you know that this is why the exclamation point.